always play ball, never AWOL. Oh, they mad now, cause they lost. That's on you, not on me. Lately my phone on D&D. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. My phone right back on D&D. It's like only rest if RIP. I got my wife, I got my kids. Probably got a few friends that I don't need. Not fake, never been fraud. Been great, still a little flawed. Always need sign when they call. Order up a drink while I'm sitting at the bar. Like, I need a strong tail, Nico make two. Honey Jack with a little bit of juice. CYA throwing up the dose. I'm all in. Little grub at black and blue. No sauce, that strip got juice. For dessert, I just need a little mousse. I'm starving. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. Need what I want what I need. Need what I want now. Like 1, 2, 3, giddy up. Heard you thought it was a drought, is you serious? Make one call, turn the city up. Cop a little attaboy for the pick me up. Standing on the green like Wimbledon. Match point set serve, going for the win. Try to stay humble, still going do it big. Don't assume I'm cocky, I'm confident. Earned every dollar for the time I spent. Hard times they come and go. 10 toes I never fold. I can never ever ever go. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. I try to get some peace, that's all I need.
Oh my God, let's get this thing going real quick, man. Let's get it going real quick. Give me a Lima Charlie if you can hear me loud and clear. Give me a Lima Charlie if you can hear me loud and clear. Let's get it. Answer the goddamn phone.
I'm here with you, damn it.
And you can slice. You can slice the face. You can slice the chest.
But you know what? It all comes back to one thing.
But it's not for children, no. I'm fucking with grown folks right now.
I see you outside Steve's gear.
Raiders, make sure to remind folks to put Q colon in front of their questions. So
I
that
see you
grabs
outside,
my
sucker
attention.
free.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Goddamn YouTube correctional officers. I hope they pay you well.
Glad everybody stopped by, having a real good time, my guy. Rocky coming through, letting know he shoot goddamn rope for the bug out.
Pause.
Ron, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Hey, man, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Ian, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member.
You know, they're gonna be like, he was a good man. Yeah!
Make sure you pedal the like button. Put me back in the goddamn algorithm.
Hit that like button.
Emotional, damn it.
Fun is definitely what we're going to be heavily focused on.
I think that everybody's on Sabinja's balls. They got them both cupped with the hands, like kind of like this. Like, let me cup them for you.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Chris, you know you got the goddamn hooked on phonics, sir. Here we go. I'm ambidextrous.
What more do you want from me? Damn.
I'm not a goddamn mathematician. I don't think Dwayne is here. My resident mathematician.
Man, let's get it going real quick. Let's get it popping real quick. Hit that goddamn like button, man. Are you not? Hit that like button. Give me a Lima Charlie if you can hear me loud and clear. My name is Marine X. We are here for a little man cave, just like a little Saturday night EDC type of stuff, man. A little man cave EDC type of stuff. Hopefully you're having a good day. You had a good weekend so far. I don't know what you got going on for the rest of the night, but I just told myself, I said, haven't been live in a while. I've been pumping out content, taking care of the house, a lot of DIY stuff at the house. Haven't been doing Man Cave Mondays. Mantuary podcast is coming out. So I said, man, let's just do some Q&A. Let's talk, shoot some shit on of different ideas that you may have that you want to carry. Some different stuff that I've been carrying lately. You may have questions about, and just generally just kind of hang out, rock out with the goddamn cock out, man. Just in case. So we're having a good old time, man. Before we even do any of that stuff, a lot of places you can be on a Saturday night. I do appreciate y'all kicking it with me and all of that good stuff. So we already got people in the mix. Bentley is here. What up? It says, yo, X, how's it going? Bentley is just all up in them. Hold on. Let me bring you down real quick, man. First off, thanks for kicking the door in, man. Hopefully all is well with you. Tater Dom is here as well. Hopefully everything is good with you, man. Let's see. We also have, he says, oh, yeah, Q colon in front of your stuff will help me. When it's time to actually find a question that you may have, if you put a Q and a colon in front of your question, that kind of helps me out a little bit. So put a Q colon in front of that. Glad to be back. Had a busy last month. Yeah, I know you were out and about, where you were vacationing and working or something like that, Bentley. Hopefully everything is going good. Isaac, thanks for stopping by. What up, man? Hopefully having a good one. John, didn't realize it was live. Thought I missed it and was watching or played. No, you were here in the mix. And thanks for kicking the door in, Loadout EDC. I see you outside talking about you just did your first loadout, man. I appreciate. I look forward to seeing that. If a mod sees his channel or can, you know, drop the link, maybe I'll take a link up, take a look at it. Or matter of fact, join the Discord. The Discord link is in the description of this video, themarinex.com/Discord. And you can drop your channel page right there in the Discord. Okay. So we got all that stuff as well. We're getting all the confirmations of Lima Charlie. We appreciate that. Let me know what you guys kicked. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys carried in your pockets today. Is your day over? Are you still at it? Let's talk about some stuff that I carried today. We're also going to talk about some things that I've recently been sent out or picked up or whatever. And yes, okay. Let's just keep it real. Yeah, we did pick up another freaking Benchmade. Okay,
hey,
Boosie.
Come on now, dog.
We had to.
Come on, man.
We picked up another one, bro. We did pick up another one. So I just did a little, like, an overview video of that. And it's been interesting. I've been carrying it on the hip for, you know, see, I filmed that a couple of days ago. So I've been carrying it on the hip for a couple of days. I mean, it's doing tasks just like any other task. You know, You know, somebody mentioned to me that they bought the new Benchmade 710 and they had it as their duty knife for quite a while. And I guess we can just jump into something that I'm carrying today. They had it as their duty knife. The Benchmade 710, this is the new Axis lock from Benchmade. So Benchmade has kind of rearranged the Axis lock for the 25th anniversary. You know that they originally had this thing patented back in the day. And so Axis lock is still trademarked, but the patent for the Axis lock has since expired. So everybody and their mom is doing crossbar locks. All right. I think one of my favorite crossbar locks is done by Kaiser with their clutch lock. That thing is freaking fantastic. Vodsteed has a great crossbar. Hogue has a great crossbar. They're really good. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of them. So Benchmade has decided they wanted to turn the sauce up a little bit. And for the 25th anniversary, the very first knife that had an Axis lock was the 710. I had no clue. This is all lore to me. A little bit of Benchmade lore. Okay. I didn't know what Axis lock was. I didn't know what gold class was. Wet behind the ears, peasant level EDC. I didn't know any of this shit, right? I see somebody unboxing it a few years ago, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's what that is. Okay, very well. The price is out of this world. $405 for retailers. I mean, goodness gracious. Yes, it is up there, man.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
$405, yeah, made in America, which is like most things they make. I don't think Benchmade has made a knife overseas in quite a while. I think the Sock P was one of the last ones. Somebody might know in the comments. Let me know. I think the Sock P may have been one of the last ones that was not made in America, but I mean, $450. Crazy thing is, if you are a military vet or active duty currently, you can log onto the base website and you can get it for $365. Now, does that feel a little bit better? $450 versus $365. I think it gets a little bit better. All right. If you're active duty, if you're a vet, if you're a spouse that has base access, right? You know, then it feels a little bit different. This is kind of in the world where We Knife sells their aluminum S90V knives, which, you know, I think We's doing it. This is still a little bit more pricey than other S90V knives from Benchmade, such as the Mini Freak. You can get that. You can probably get it for like $330, maybe $270. Field trip. Matter of fact, while I'm here, let's just see what they're rocking real quick. No, I don't want to give any feedback. We will log in just to see some of this pricing. Because a lot of times I'm oftentimes wondering, like, if you have base access, what type of deals could you get? The Benchmade aluminum version, $239. Benchmade regular bug out for $144. So the prices could be, they do get better. I like this new Steep Country. I actually really like this new Steep Country. It used to be all orange. They released the Steep Country. I don't know if they changed the ergonomics, but they released the Steep Country. And now they made it in green scales. So I think it's still the S90, or excuse me, the S30V still. This is going to be, I think it's going to be a decent knife for hunting. I already got my Montana knife companies set in my hunting kit kind of together with a Gerber knife, which isn't the best, but their fixed blade knives are pretty good. So that is what is being carried right now in regards to the actual pockets themselves. So looking at the knife itself, I guess what we could really do is just think about, like, why does this make sense? You know, why would you even want to buy this? It's a hard pill to swallow. Okay, full disclosure, I did talk about the Benchmade did send this out to me. It's heavy, it's hefty. I can feel the weight. Okay, feels like I can slap somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can slap somebody with this thing and freaking put them to sleep.
Hey, bro, come on.
No, you
now,
can.
dog.
I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
But look at I mean, like, very few abrasions, but I wonder how this is going to age. Now, I'm going to clean this up after a few weeks. I don't want to really clean this up daily. I just want to see how this thing acts. You know, how does this thing perform after a couple of weeks with the Cerakote finish? You know, today, just normal shit that I do. Opening packages, cutting roses, cutting fruit for my kids. And it's kind of like a little bit of marring on there, but we'll just see how that goes. Is that permanent? Will it wipe up with a microfiber cloth? It's something that we shall see. The aluminum scales, I'm not too worried about those. I actually kind of think those might be a-okay. With the CNC machining, the anodized finished, plus just like the the CNC finishing, I think, is going to make it kind of like something that's going to be interesting. Can I recommend this for this pricing? It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It does not feel right to recommend this. Somebody had a comment today and they said, Benchmade, the way I kind of look at this is like Benchmade's an 80-20 type of company. 80% of their knives might be for the everyday carry if you're okay with swallowing the price, right? If you want to spend $140 on a bug out, if you can get a 140, they're rarely that price, right? If you want to spend 180 on a bailout, which I think is still overpriced, that's like the 80% category. And then there's a 20% knives, the Narrows, the Anthem back in the day. Now this one, the 710. These are the 20% knives. These are people that are just Benchmade cheap. These are people that just love it. They like high-end knives. They don't give a F what you think, and they're going to buy it. Right? So I think that they're going to go for it. It does feel really good in the hands. Zach Stuff did a great breakdown of, he took off the scales themselves, and he showed what the liners look like with the new Omega springs and the big beefy Omega springs that they're built into the liners. And I could see how some people will feel okay with the new Omegas. John says for that price, I would just get a Sabenza. And that actually might make a lot of sense, John. Other than availability, one thing about this knife versus the Sabenza, a lot of Sabenzas you're going to be buying aftermarket, or you might be buying, if you can find it at a retailer, that's great. But a lot of those are on like a 6-year wait, right? So they're kind of trying to corner the market with that, which is something interesting as well. A new pickup for me and something that I've been carrying in the pocket has been the Nikkor EDC 27 UHI. Listen, I am not a flashlight aficionado. I'm not. Okay. I know I like the features I like on a flashlight. I know the things that I wanted to do. This one is an upgrade to the EDC 27. I have both. Full disclosure, I bought the EDC 27 with my own money. Nikkor sent me the UHI. I told them before they sent it, I said, now let's just keep it real. Right. And, I was like, oh, first off, burner account. Thanks for kicking the door in. He says, I never seen you before. I was watching your Husky video I did a few years ago. I did that, like 2-3 years ago. Hey, thanks for kicking the door in, man. So, one thing I would say, Mike and Ike's EDC, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. We appreciate that, man. There is an upgrade path for the EDC 27. If you already own this, if you own the EDC 27, I would not buy the new UHI. There are, things that make life, there are things that make life easier in the new one, but I don't know if it's a 100% worth your time to make this purchase. However, if you don't own either of these two, 100% buy the UHI over the EDC 27, the OG. I wish they would have called it version 1 and version 2, because UHI, they're trying to highlight the LEDs they put in here because they changed the LEDs, right? But I will say that the LEDs don't feel as bright in the new UHI. Like they have higher lumens, but even at the lower lumens, the OG feels brighter. Let's see if I can bring this down to 15 lumens without killing everyone's eyes. Okay, so they're both at 15 lumens right now. Let's get the camera a little bit of time. So this is 15 lumens for the OG. This is 15 lumens for the new one. And I just, so I don't know if I 100% see the difference, but I will say this: the new one has a higher lumen output of 3100. It also has a lot of quality of light. I'll probably do a video on this. I don't owe them a video, but I actually do like the upgrades. You can choose what modes you want before you turn the flashlight on. You see I'm clicking through the modes. The flashlight's not on right now. So the flashlight will remember the last mode that you had. But let's just say, for instance, before you turn it on, you can use the new one and actually decide which mode you want it in. Say, yeah, I want 65 lumens, and then fully press it and turn it on. So small little upgrades like that. The buttons are a little bit more tactile. The lockout mode seems to work a little bit better. They've added that technology where if you turn it on 3000 lumens and it notices that it's an object in front of it, it will automatically step down so it won't burn your hand. So, I mean, there are some nice little upgrades. Should you upgrade if you already have the EDC 27? No, you shouldn't. No, you should not. However, if you have the version 1 of the EDC 25, you want the OLED screen, I will buy the UHI. if you have like a stream like micro stream where you're getting 300 lumens and you're like, I finally want something that has high output, then I would get the UHI. There are some reasons to pick it up. So something to think about. That is something to think about. The wallet in the pocket for today is the Dango, the M1 Maverick. This one kind of, hold on, let me see. Before I even pull this up, let me go back here because I want to see this pricing for the UHI. It is $89.99. If you use the code that I have in the description, 10 off, you get 10% off. So that's going to take $9 off. So that's going to put it cheaper than the OG. The OG on, I will say this, the OG on Amazon is often on sale for like the $70 range. They had a crazy sale on it for Prime Day. If you can get the OG for like $70, buy the OG. I wouldn't buy the new one. I just wouldn't. They have the same battery, all that type of stuff. But if they're both the same price, they both have the same discount, I will buy the new one, like hands down. It just makes life that much easier. So another thing, so what I'm carrying today for wallet wise is the Dango. This is the M1 Maverick. I have the Ditex or Datex or however they call it version with a little bit of leather. It has complete RFID blocking technology. It is bulky AF. I'm trying to put this thing back in the pocket because I oftentimes will ignore it. $149. They sent this out to me. Now that I've had this for a year, I understand why it's $149 because of the different features that they have set in this thing. And so when I look at this and I really think about it, actually, let me go back to the correct camera. When I look at this and I really think about it, this has a lot of features in it. Of course, you can use your most access cards just like right here, just kind of at the ready. It does have a built-in little latch right here. And this latch itself is a slotted screwdriver. So you can use that as a slotted screwdriver. So that works. It's kind of like pulling double duty. And then you have a multi-tool built in this bad boy. Make sure you take the multi-tool out before you travel, but you have a multi-tool. You can put cash back there. So, you know, I like how they've kind of built this thing together. A little bit more storage area here for more cards that you may have. And then the very back is normally where I keep my license. I just got a couple of business cards back here, but you can keep any items that you way to flash really quickly. So if you need to show a license or a state ID, maybe you keep that back here. It's pretty bulky, but the whole thing has RFID blocking technology. So if someone's trying to do that skimming type shit when they walk by and skim your, you know, and they try to skim your cards or whatever, then this should block that pretty good. My recommendation would be put the chip the other direction. That might help you out. I have my chip the wrong way. That's probably going to fully allow it to use that technology. But it does feel great. It does feel great. It has different lash points and stuff like that if you want to use it. So $149, I guess when I think about it compared to some of its competitors, when I think about it compared to the likes of, you know, the Ridge wallets and stuff like that, I mean, I guess it's fair and reasonable. I don't know who else is putting out stuff other than Travax. I don't know who else is putting out like wallets that feel like you can slap somebody with it. Like, I feel like if I got into a fist fight, I can put this in my hand and open hand slap the shit out of somebody, man.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I feel like I could just straight up open hand. Hey, just so what I'm drinking tonight, just before I talk about the last thing I've received recently, I'm drinking a little bit of Rittenhouse Rye, man. Smoke them if you got them.
Smoke some, bitch.
Drink them if you got them. This is 100 proof Rittenhouse Rye, bottled in bond. This is so freaking affordable. So effing affordable, man. This thing's like $26. So, you know, so my wife and I, we went over to one of her girlfriend's house, and she was like, hey, can you put together some furniture for me? And I was like, cool. She was like, well, what do you got to pay? And I was just like, well, I mean, if my wife is down with it, you can give me some of that goddamn ass. You gonna break me off some of that goddamn coochie. Now, listen, my wife would be down with something like that, but she wasn't. So I said, okay, well, listen, another thing that might work out for you is buy me a box of cigars. I told her which Drew Estate cigars I like, and a bottle of Rittenhouse Rye. 20 cigars. This Rittenhouse Rye, the ones that I like, cost her 60 freaking bucks. It was like fan freaking tastic. Okay. So a little bit of Rittenhouse Rye will kind of just get the job done. If you're wondering what it looks like, here you go. The good old Rittenhouse, bottled in bond. It's a easy pickup, 100 proof. If you're trying to get yourself into rye, there's only 2 ryes I really drink: Knob Creek Rye and Rittenhouse. I'm trying other ones as well. I'm normally a bourbon type of person, you know, but we've been kind of dealing with that as we see fit. Messing with a JR cigar. So I've been trying to get more and more with the JR cigars. This is one of their alternatives. I don't know what farm it comes from. I just like JR cigars because I like the fact that I can buy these for pretty cheap. I buy them on jrcigars.com, and you get the veteran discount, and I can buy a box of them, smoke them. They smoke really well. So that's a fantastic thing as well. Now, last thing I want to talk about is something that's a little bit confusing to me. And I know Max Level EDC has a lot of experience with this company. This is my first experience with Roxxon. Is that how you pronounce it? Somebody let me know if I'm mispronouncing it. Roxxon, the multi-tool company, the multi-tool alternative company, right? You know what I'm saying? So they sent me their KS2. Hold on, let's look at it before I actually dive into it. This is the KS2 Elite D2 bladed 13-in-1 multi-tool. Of course, you got to have a ridiculous name when you're on Amazon, right? 13-in-1 multi-tool, has an emergency glass breaker, which I don't see anyone ever using unless you're wearing gloves. It has a big pair of scissors, which I was reading some of the reviews, and some people complain that the scissors break. For me, God tier scissors are Victorinox, any Swiss Army knife, and Leatherman. Those are God tier. The most shitty of all of them are Gerber, SOG, like I don't know if the Power Pine has scissors, but SOG multi-tools have decent scissors, but I don't have any experience yet with this one. They just sent this to me a few days ago. I don't owe them any content, but I just want to know, what do you guys think about the value? $38. Let's look at the overall pricing history. It seems like it always stays $38. If you guys haven't downloaded the Honey app, download the Honey app. Either you can, if you can use the Honey app or anything else that does price tracking. This is what I use to just try to see, like, what is the pricing. It looks like they had it seems like it just stays $38. Interesting. So they have it in D2. And it comes with a bit set. Now, the bits are very basic. They feel soft, but it does come with bits. I'll show you how those load up. And if you don't need a pair of pliers and you're always taking stuff apart, this might work out for you. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm probably not going to EDC this. It doesn't have a pocket clip, and I don't see myself putting this in a pouch. But I do want to just kind of show why this might be beneficial, and why you might, maybe you tell me why there might be something that you might want to pick up. Because, for me, I'm kind of on the fence about it. But just taking a look at it overall. So here it is. This is the KS2 13-in-1 multi-tool. I do like the little action to actually pop out some of the tools over here. And I'm not going to go through every single one. I'm going to just go over the features I like the most. It does have an awl. So if you need to drill a hole into a piece of wood and you got 20 minutes of your life to do it, there you go. Use an awl. All right. So it does have the bottle cap lifter, can opener, slotted screwdriver, all in one right here. Looks like a package opener, kind of like in this tool. Then you got the file, and it also measures, right? So this thing here has a ruler on it, and then the other side has a file. Then you can deploy the D2 blade by just kind of pushing on there. And then you got the D2 blade, which looks like it's going to be relatively easy to sharpen. I don't like the big D2 like logo. I think that's a little cheesy. We get it. It's D2, but I don't know. It's D2's more quality than you get in most multi-tools, but whatever. Then you get the big old scissors, which kind of fold out right here. And you get some big whomping scissors. So if you got a lot of cutting to do, you don't have a serrated blade and you want to do a clean cut, that's what scissors really come in handy for. Cutting zip ties, cutting stuff where you only have a plain edge knife. You don't have a serrated edge knife. Sometimes you just want to pull out a pair of scissors and make it work. And then it also includes this sheath, which you can run through a belt, if you want to keep it on you at all times. And it comes with a bit set. Now, the bit set feels like very soft bits. I wouldn't know until I actually try to apply and use one of these things, but you just load the bit set onto the Phillips, and then you can load the bits in. And although it does have a little magnetic catch in there, so it does feel like the bits aren't just going to slide out. So it's kind of like, I think that the price feels a little icky. I don't know, about $38. I guess because I have it in my hand. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's a completely fair price. Hold on, wait, get back in there. Get back in there. There we go. The lock is pretty good on there. That's a good thing. This is a kind of a thing like the bits. You got to kind of keep track of them and hope you don't lose them. And but what does this compete with? What does this compete with? I guess it competes with some of the next tools. It also competes with probably the Leatherman T4s, I would imagine, right? Let's look it up. Field trip. Let's see. Leatherman free T4. But I think the T4s have been discontinued. Have they not? I think the T4s have been discontinued. So they're still on sale on Amazon for $69. Giggity. You can still get them for $69 on Amazon. I purchased this in 2021. I have 2 of them. Actually, I sold one. So I had 2. I felt like I was being gluttonous. I had it in this colorway here, and I sold it. I think Dwayne has that. I don't know if Dwayne's here tonight, but I think I sold it. Dwayne has it. But I still have this one. But if we go to Leatherman's website, I don't know Leatherman free T4 because they have discontinued the P4 and they've discontinued the P2. Nope, they haven't discontinued this. So you can still buy it on their website if you're active duty, if you're EMS, or if you're a first responder, you can get a 15% discount on Leatherman. So that might make it more worth your while to buy it on Leatherman's website instead of buying it on Amazon. But this is $70, no bit driver. $70, no bit driver. So this is quote unquote competition, but you can't drive bits with this without modifying it, maybe removing some tools and putting a bit driver in there. So that's kind of like, you know, are you going to want to do that type of stuff? I'm seeing some folks also mention, I like the next tool because it's much better for the price and you can use Leatherman's bits. So whenever companies adapt Leatherman's bits, well, I think Leatherman's bits are really soft. I just do. Like whenever I've tried to actually go through the headache of using Leatherman's bits for DIY projects around the house, and I compare them to like my Weehaw or Wear bits, they do feel soft. They feel like if I'm really trying to crank down with some torque with my hand, that I will bend the bits and the bits will break and all that type of stuff, or they'll start stripping stuff away. It's $18 with a smaller footprint. Field trip. Let's look that shit up real quick. So we got the next tool. What did you call it? The E1? E1. I mean, you know, smaller footprint. Oh yeah, there you go. So AliExpress, you can get it for $1860. But if we go directly to their website, well, they have it on Amazon. They have so it just came out in March. Interesting. If we go to Amazon, it's $26. If you get on AliExpress, it's $18. It doesn't have the greatest reviews ever. That would make me draw pause. It doesn't have its 4.2. Listen, if you don't have 4.4 stars on Amazon, it makes me think like, what's going on with your product? I don't know why, but okay. So this is their solution for the blade. They make you use a scalpel, or excuse me. So you can load up different blades. I like that kind of, sort of. Is this really a T-shank or is this only specific? I guess it is a T-shank, huh? But they have the scissors. What the hell is that tool? Whatever that tool is. The tool set doesn't look to be the greatest. The awl, I don't know the type of awl that is. It doesn't look like the best tool ever. But if you need the bit driver, then, you know, this might be a way to go. You know, this might be the way to go. And then there's always like just going to Harbor Freight. And like, could we get the Harbor Freight Gordon? Here's the thing. I've been trying to get my hands on the Gordon for weeks since it released. And my local Harbor Freight doesn't have them and I can't order it online. They're out of stock. They're behind. People want this shit. I mean, think about this. This is $40. This is how much this Roxxon multi-tool is. And this gets you pliers. This gets you the micro bit driver for your sunglasses and shit like that. You get the premium file. Who cares that you don't get D2 blade steel, right? And you get scissors. I don't know how good they are. And I think you can use Leatherman's bits with this thing. This is like a Wave clone for $39. Like everyone's been freaking creaming themselves about this thing, man. Like everybody's been freaking losing it over this thing. I can't get my hands on it though. I've been trying. Trust me. My Harbor Freight is probably a 10-minute bike ride
So I get on my bike and I'll just ride over to Harbor Freight and I just freaking roll the dice and I get there. Because if you call ahead and you say, hey, do you have the Gordon multi-tool? Whoever answers the phone, it's usually a broad that answers the phone. And I'm like, hey, do you have the Gordon multi-tool? She's like, yeah, we got all sorts of multi-tools. And she's thinking about oscillating multi-tools that take a battery or you plug into the wall. I'm like, lady, I don't need an oscillating multi-tool. So I have to physically go up there. All right. So that's something to think about as well. Any of this stuff linked down below. If you're interested in it, it might be something that you may want to check out. You know, it just kind of is up to you. And I guess the last thing we'll talk about is the watch for the day. I am wearing the Mercedes. This is the Rec Spec Popcorn Edition. I guess I'll take it off my wrist. I actually have a Ben Roos strap on this, which is interesting because I wanted the NATO strap. But this is a very interesting watch. Okay. Very interesting watch. It's an automatic movement. It's getting you automatic movement, USA assembled for sub. Let me see. How much is this thing? I mean, you're getting this thing for sub $300. That's actually some good specs. It's hard to get USA assembled automatic watches for that type of pricing. But I wanted to show you guys something. I've been wearing this thing consistently for 2 weeks. Look at the time. Look at the time. This thing says it's 21:50. I haven't. So if someone can tell me, I haven't set this watch in 3.5 weeks. So how many? I'm losing quite a few minutes per week. Am I not, guys? My watch says it's 21:50. According to my time, it's 21:55. Local time here, Central Standard Time. So I haven't set this watch in 3 weeks. I wear it every day, so it should have power retention. That lets me know that the movement, it does lose quite a bit of time every week. That's a downsize. I wanted to wait to do a long-term review on this. They sent this out to me and I told them, hey, I really want like 3 months with this watch, because the fact that I've lost that many minutes in 3 weeks, that's kind of concerning. I wanted to show that, guys, to you. But it does have a calendar and it has a date. That's rare. So it tells you what day it is and it tells you the calendar day as well. So, I mean, it's a very interesting look. I don't know if you can see the popcorn here. I don't have a macro lens on this, so my lens is going to be like, what are you doing getting so effing close to my face? But if we look at it here, the Rec Spec, I have the OG popcorn edition. It's called the white popcorn. So here, the pricing for me, if you get it with the bracelet, which I have the bracelet, I'm just not wearing the bracelet, it's $355. Or you can just get the canvas, it's $295. Now, compared to some of the other watches I like from VAR and places like that, VAR gives you an extra watch strap when you buy their watches. This company does not. And I think VAR has been doing it a couple of years longer than Mercedes. So that's the only kind of like difference. But other than that, I've been enjoying the watch quite a bit on preparation to do a review. So it's interesting. If you want a USA assembled watch, there's not a lot of them. Hamilton has moved their whole organization to Switzerland. So now you're kind of stuck with, Omega's they're not assembling watches in America. Seiko's not really doing it either. Timex is not really doing it. So there are very few micro brands and brands that are doing it. The VARs, the Mercedes, Ben Roos is doing it here in the States, and a few other ones as well. So it says that's the handle, not the scissors. What are we talking about? What did I miss? 5 minutes lost in 2 weeks, really bad. We'll say I really like the brand. Yeah, but the thing about this band, this is a band from Ben Roos. Like I don't even see a NATO strap option here on their website, and I wanted a NATO strap, so I put a Ben Roos strap on here. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit concerning for me. Losing an average of 14.3 seconds a day, says Mike and Ike's EDC. That's a little tough. It says, have you tried winding it back and flicking the time back and forth? Let me tell you how I keep it. So what I wanted to do is just show. I should have showed you. Now, most people probably don't keep their watches this particular way, but I just kind of wanted to show how I normally keep this thing. I normally keep it in this watch winder, right? So I have this watch winder
that I got from, who the hell is this company? Oh, I forgot the name of the company. I think it's Delvin, or it's a high quality watch winder. I forget the name of the company. But the watch winder, what it does is it will wind the watch for me every 12 hours. So in here I have a VAR watch, and the VAR watch is what I have loaded up right now. But I have another one of these that's in green, and every day I take my watch off and I put it inside of a watch winder. And then so that way the watch is winding overnight. So it gets movement overnight as if it's on a wrist. So for it to lose that much time is a little bit despicable. In my opinion, it's a little bit of diabolical almost. But it is what it is. So I know it's self-winding. I could wind it. I literally can wind it right now and kind of keep it going and that type of stuff. But I really want to just show you, like, for my normal use case, this is what's happening. I don't want to do anything special that I would not normally do. Some people wouldn't keep theirs in a watch winder. A lot of people are just going to take their watch off and set it on a nightstand or in an EDC tray or something like that. You know, so that's something to think about as well. Yeah, this watch winder is I think it's by Durkin. Hold on. Field trip. Durkin watch winder. In full disclosure, they sent me these watch winders out to be a part of some of my watch review videos. It's tongue twister. But so this company, they don't sell their single watch winders on Amazon. They only sell these on their website. So $99 is what they're dropping for right now. I think they will oftentimes like fall near like $79. I'll drop it in here. If you have an automatic watch or a quartz movement watch and you want to just keep it winding, you can check one of these out. They have copycats on Amazon of Vivar, the shitty tool company. They make some. A few other ones make them as well. However, this Duckwin or Dukewin or whatever, they use a high quality Japanese movement in their watch winders, and it won't damage your movement. So if you buy a copycat or a clone on Amazon, you're like, oh, I scored a copycat for $39. Yeah, they may be using some shitty movement that could damage the movement of your watch. So I would rather just lay the watch in a tray every night than have a shitty movement that doesn't work right. Okay. The watch company will probably adjust the movement to keep better time. That's a good idea. Dwayne, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. We appreciate that, man. Yeah, and I probably will send it to Mercedes. So I owe them a review, so I'm not going to send it back to them until at least I do the review. I want to be able to just show people openly, this is what happened when I wore it, and, you know, send it in and see if they can make it happen as well. So interesting kind of like loadout that I kind of been rocking today with this Benchmade. This Benchmade is just, this is very divisive because, of course, you guys know I've been covering the Benchmade versus Montana Knife Company saga. And so to get another Benchmade, and I think I've told the story on the video, but if you haven't seen the video, I'll just kind of talk about it in a summary real quick. I told myself when covering the Benchmade versus Montana Knife Company story that I didn't really intend to buy another Benchmade because I just wasn't the biggest fan of how they were, the facts that as I knew them, of how they were suing Montana Knife Company. Still not a fan of it. I reached out to Benchmade to get a formal response via an interview, or I say I can write an article, put the article on my website, whatever they want to do. They've decided via their press office that they do not want to respond to the interview I did with Montana Knife Company. And I interviewed former President Trump's lawyer who's representing Montana Knife Company. And they said once the court proceedings are over, they will do an interview with me. I said, that's fine. They, you know, pinky promise, all that type of stuff. In the meantime, they asked if I wanted to check out this new knife. However, we talked about this is not a pacification. You're not pacifying me. I still want the interview. I'm still going to talk my opinions about what's going on with that case. And there ain't no goddamn way that I would have spent $450. Bruh. It's nice.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But I almost would just like, you know, give me a Kaiser drop bear in a hotel room so I can go 20 toes with Mrs. X. Let's just do that. All right. I think I would rather do that. That might be something a little bit better to do. Okay. But super interesting that they even have the option that they're kind of just going for it. They are kind of just going for it. Like, we don't care what you think. This is our pricing. Take it or leave it. Q colon in front of your stuff will help me see your question. A Q and a colon in front of your stuff will help me see your question. Okay, so that's the easiest way to game out. Let me see if I can see some of this here. So if you put a Q and a colon in front, it does help me see some of your questions. So I see Tater Dom. What? Golly, hold on. Got you real big again. We already put you up there. It says, am I ordering the Punch Cube Mech wallet? We're going to look that up because I don't even know what that is. And Mike and Ice, you read my mind. He says, once back in stock, am I going to try the Harbor Freight multi-tool? Hell yeah, bro. Heck yeah, absolutely. That has got to be a straight up plug.
Pause.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we're definitely going to snatch that up, bro. Because I've sold my Wave Plus. I literally have the Wingman, which is really shitty. I don't even want to sell it. I want to give it away. Okay. And I got the free P4 and I got some other Gerber multi-tools and stuff like that. Recently, the Power Pint went on sale and I sold my old Power Pint. I was like, should I pick up another one? You know, I'm on the fence about this shit, right? You know, thoughts on the Burchetti field watches? Burchetti? I really like the location of the crown on them. Talk to them and ask them for a second review unit. Maybe it's a defect. So here's the thing, John. I don't do review units from any companies. So a review unit is, here's the review unit. We want it back in 3 months, or we want it back when we email you, or we want it back. So for instance, I work with Meze, the headphone company, right? And Meze wanted to send me some in-ear monitors, and they also wanted to send me some over-the-ear headphones that could be great for everyday carry and all this other type of stuff. And I was like, okay, I like your products. I already own one of your over-the-ear headphones. They were like, we're gonna send you one of our headphones. They were gonna send me like this. I think it's called the 109 Pro, which is $800. They were like, we're gonna send you a review unit. So I don't do review units. You either send it to me and it's mine, so I can do a long-term review and shit on your product. It's mine, or you don't send me anything. So we went back and forth for a while. I bought the 99 Classics Walnut. I have them right behind me. I bought those myself like 3 years ago. And they sent me the Albas and I did a review on these. So I don't do review units because I don't want to be responsible for returning their shit back in good shape. So any company that wants to do a review, whether it's EcoFlow, they've offered that before. We had to negotiate through that. Knife companies have offered me that, and I just tell them no, I'm not doing it. So it really just does depend on what's going on. But so if they send me another one, it would literally just be them sending me another one overall, if that makes sense. It really would just be them sending it to me overall. Q colon in front of your stuff will help me see that, and we're going to look up some of these things you were just talking about. I'm new to EDC. What should I bring every day except for knives due to laws that are strict? Well, first off, thank you for kicking the door in. And what I would say is, what to bring with you every day is a hard question, because is everyday carry a hobby for you, or is everyday carry a necessity for you? Because if this is a hobby for you, then your everyday carry can be all sorts of shit. I like to watch Zero Style sometimes. He does his pocket dumps. He might talk about different things that he's carrying on for his REs, even though I would never carry him. He may talk all sorts of stuff, right? He talks about all sorts of shit. It's a hobby for him, and it is kind of like an everyday carry type of stuff. For me, it's kissing up next to hobby, but a lot of my stuff gets used for a lot of silly shit. I.e., I don't really carry very high-end handkerchiefs because there's a probability that I'm going to wipe one of my kids' noses with it or some shit like that, okay?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
There's a probability I'm going to wipe some noses with this shit, right? So that's what you got to think about. Once you do that, think about what you do every single day. If you're a big fidgeter, maybe you get a knife that's a flipper knife and you can fidget a whole lot, and that might make life fun for you and all that good stuff. Loadout EDC, thanks for joining Rifle Company, sir. Thanks for being a goddamn member. You got a good head on your shoulders, man. I appreciate that. I failed to mention we are doing a giveaway of some. I'm not doing it today. What I'm going to do is post on the community tab. I have some daily carry code knives, 2 of them left, and that I'm giving away to channel members only. So we'll talk about that as well. So that's how I would start. What do you do every day? Do you find yourself tightening fasteners all the time? Maybe you want a multi-tool. Maybe you do that shit once a month. Maybe you should never buy a multi-tool. It's up to you. Let's see. You said if you could only carry one knife for the rest of your life, what are you carrying? Says Isaac. I thought about doing one of my EDC coffee loadout videos and talking about, you know, if you're getting, let's just say, for instance, you're getting divorced, whatever your flavor is, man, you know what I'm saying? Male or female. Yeah, let's just say you're getting divorced from your spouse and both of you are into EDC. What are you taking in a goddamn divorce? We have got to think about it. It's going to be a hard decision, Boosie.
Hey,
I don't.
come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I mean, if I get divorced from Miss X, which I just don't foresee happening, knock on wood, don't even want to speak it into existence. She wouldn't be interested in any of my EDC. Okay. But to your question, Isaac, if I only can carry one for the rest of my life, what it would be? It would be something that offered a lifetime sharpening service from them. I know the tactile knife does it. You know, Hogue will let you do it. Of course, Benchmade has something like that. These Chinese knives, they're cool and all, but unless they have a USA service center, where do I send my knife to get it serviced or warranty? So that kind of excludes Sincut, Kaiser, Vodsteed, Best Tech. A lot of those folks that are making them in China and Taiwan are getting excluded. Even a lot of Spydercos are getting excluded because I'm like, where's it going? Is it going to Spyderco America? Is it going to Taiwan? Like, where is it going? So I would probably stick with someone who has a large foot in the game. So it would probably be right now, to be honest with you, it would probably be the Three Rivers Manufacturing. I think it would be is it the Shadow? Field Trip. I know I'm getting that shit wrong. TRM Shadow. I think it would be the TRM Shadow. It's a small company. They're up and coming. They seem to be really making some stuff happen. I'm going to tell you guys right now, the TRM Shadow is one of my favorite knives when it comes to their crossbar lock. I don't even see it on their website. I guess they pushed it out. I think they're going to replace it with this new thing called the Bulldog. Anyway, the TRM Shadow is fantastic. I love it. It's just a fantastic knife to have. Does anybody do a review on it? Here we go right here. TRM Shadow 3D G10. This is the one that I have. I guess they're still selling it. I love this knife. The G10 scales are great. I want a G10 knife because if I take my knife hunting and I have blood on my hands, sweaty hands, if I'm wearing gloves, I want G10. I would rather not have titanium. And I think it's just sharp looking. So for me personally, it would probably be between TRM or I might even fuck with like a Benchmade bailout because of the Life Sharp warranty. So it'll probably be one of those two. Q colon in front of your stuff will catch my attention. A Q colon in front of your stuff will catch my attention. So do that and it will catch my attention. We also have a cheap EDC bag option, says Frederick. I don't know what size you need. You need a sling bag. You need it to be a backpack. You need it to be like, what's your goal? I just did a video 2 days ago on 5 awesome sling bags. I don't know what your price range is. I don't know if you want to wear it on your back or you're going to wear it on your front. Like, I don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? Kevin, thanks for kicking the door. And I see you outside as well, man. But so let me know, like, give me a little bit more, Frederick, and maybe I can help you out with that a little bit more specifically. Now, let's go back and look up some of these other ones that were mentioned earlier. So first off, you said, am I going to pick up the Punch Cube or Pun Cube mech wallet? Field Trip. Let's see. Pun Cube mech wallet. A sling bag, $100, says Frederick. Okay, I got you. Okay, so this wallet looks like we'll talk about that here in a second. Okay, here's the thing when I look at wallets. This wallet it's dope. It looks pretty dope. Is this a MagSafe wallet? Like what is this? No, it's not. Maybe it's not MagSafe. Okay. So one side's for your cards, one side's for a couple of keys, and then you can put more keys on the bottom. Yeah, you can put a MagSafe in there. Okay, this is what I think about when it comes to wallets. Will I let this company send me a wallet and check it out? Yes. Is this the type of wallet I could see myself purchasing? Probably not. And here's why. When I purchase a wallet, I think about, is this a wallet that will be sold at the estate sale of this house? If I were to kick the bucket 35 years from now, you know what I'm saying? Not this one. It's on Kickstarter. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. So notify me on launch. But even still, the way I think about a wallet and knives to a certain extent, is this the type of item that's going to be at the estate sale when I kick the bucket? Is it going to last for 35 years? Can I pass this down to one of my sons? So if it's really gimmicky, I'm probably not going to spend my money on it. Now, I do need to keep up with everyday carry stuff because I show that type of stuff on this channel. So maybe it may flash on a YouTube short, or maybe I'll show it in a live stream. But is it something that's just going to live in my pocket? Probably not. And that's how I kind of think about knives as well. As much as I like the tactile knife company Chupacabra, the Super Lock, I don't know how durable that's going to be compared to like a slip joint knife, you know, even a crossbar lock. They've had 25 years to get that right. A liner lock, they've had tons of time to get that right. You know, a flipper, something like that. So I think about that as well. So, you know, so am I going to check it out? Probably. If they want to send me one, and yeah, they're more than welcome, but I'm probably not going to pick one up. And then we said, what do I think about you said this watch. All right. Well, first impressions, I like the price. I love it. I love the price. Less than $100. I mean, let's go to their website versus going to Amazon. I don't like this. What is all this? Why can't I just go straight into your website? This is a lot. All right. So we go to their website, and their website's a little confusing. It gives me Chinese vibes. $355. So this is kind of like more their high-end watches, right? They got 20 years. They've been doing this for 20 years. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Where do I just go to see like some good old basic shop watches? So I will want to watch this 36 millimeters. Let's do that. So I got a nice little 36 millimeter watch that gives me 7 options. I've never heard of you before, so I don't want to spend more than $100. But I like the way that clean. Oh, that white watch is so clean. Oh my God. Okay, let's look at the white one. I like the way that shit looks. It's sold out, but I love the way the white looks. All right, let's see. Some things I like and don't like about it. I don't like the fact it says stainless steel on there. Like, who cares? Like, I do like that it's made of stainless steel, but why do you need to tell us? A lot of your competitors are using stainless steel. Who's making aluminum field watches nowadays? So I don't know why you need to put that in there. So you can probably scrap that. And I love the fact that you give me the 24 hours. You give me big, bold numbers on there. I don't like lug to lug how it looks. I don't like the fact that the crown is down to the right. I don't really like the crown at the 4 o'clock. I prefer the crown at the 3 o'clock. But for $100 for that nice white, the loom is okay. I don't know. I wish there was more loom on the seconds hand, but who really cares? And you're gonna get a U.S. patented band. All right. A 3-year warranty. That feels a little sketch. Can I get more? And so it says A104 near this between the 7 and 8. The hell does that mean? I'm not a watch expert, so I don't know what that means. Then it lets you know it can go 100 meters underwater for water resistance. So this gives me this is probably not a lockdown screw down crown. So this is probably pretty budget. It's a mineral crystal glass, so it's not sapphire. So I mean, this is a budget field watch. For a budget field watch for less than $100, I love the aesthetics. I'm just keep it real with you. Like, I think it looks really dope. I don't like the crown placement, but other than that, maybe the 40 millimeter puts it at the 3 o'clock. No, it doesn't. Okay, maybe the 42 millimeter puts it at the 3 o'clock. No, it does not. Do they have any watches that are at the 3 o'clock? No, they don't. So that's something that would kind of throw me off, is where the placement of the actual crown to set the time and shit like that. But it's interesting. Pretty interesting. Q colon in front of your question will help gain my attention. A Q colon, and why do I keep doing that? It's like my first time live streaming or something like that. Second review unit, if I could only carry one watch, cheap. Okay, so you talked about the EDC bag option. So I just did a video, Frederick, on a sling bag, less than 5 sling bags for different price points. If you want to spend less than $100, then I would probably go with the TomTalk T33 Aviator. It gets the job done. It has RFID blocking technology. It's 3.5 liter. Comes in 3 different colors. Field trip. Let me go look that shit up real quick. I mean, I don't know what else you need it to do. I don't know if you want it to be able to wear like a waist pack, if you want to wear it like a backpack, but it's not a lot of options around that price point. So you're kind of going to be stuck with something like a TomTalk, something from Alpaca. You can also check out Alpaca makes great sling bags, sub $100. But my experience is I've been a really big fan of the TomTalk T33 Aviator. Right now it's 5% off with a clickable coupon, $42.29. I'll throw this in the chat for you so you can check it out. But that's kind of where I would go with that. I don't know if I know Alpaca, before you buy anything else before you buy that, what I would do is go to Alpaca's outlet. Field trip. Let's go to Alpaca. Let's see what's in their outlet. So what I like to do is go to Alpaca's website, go to their outlet, 50% off, and I'll just kind of take a look around. So I see the Bravo sling. It's normally $109. That's $80. That's kind of like a waist type of sling. Then they got these vertical slings, which these things can feel like an iPad mini. These are $49. And so can that sling that I just linked up to you. That can hold an iPad mini as well. It says you want to hold a 45 pistol. Oh, you're going to want to go with a, first off, you're carrying a 45. Huh. I did a, funny enough, let's go to YouTube real quick. Let's see, Marine X 1911. I did a video about a month ago, and I call it the only sling bag that can CCW a 1911. You can go check that out. I don't know which one I recommended, but you can go check that video out. But if you really want a sling bag that can hold a 1911, you're probably going to want to go with an Eberlin stock, which is a fantastic sling. And their sling itself, Eberlin stock bando bag, I don't know if it can hold a 19. I think the large one might be able to hold a 1911. But this is $49. The XL is, yeah, the XL can definitely hold a 1911. This is $59. This one is designed to CCW, but you're going to wear it like a waist pack. You see, he's wearing this thing around his freaking gut. That's how this is designed to be worn. But it does come in tons of colors. You see, you can just kind of throw that thing and just rock it how you see fit. So if you want to carry a 1911, it's going to be the Bando XL, or it's going to be the Vertex Long Walk series. So between those two, I would just look at aesthetics and pricing because they're both great. So I'll throw this in here. But the Vertex Long Walk series, Vertex Long Walk sling. They have the Long Walk series for, so this is $54. This is a 2-liter concealed carry sling. This is designed for CCW as well. For disclosure, Evelyn Stock sent me the Bando. Vertex has sent me this. So I don't have a bias for either. I've checked out both. I've done a review on this one, particularly the Bando. I haven't done a review, and I'm probably not going to. But if it were between me, if it was my money, Frederick, it would be between the Vertex Long Walk and the Eberlin Bando. Most people like the Bando, though. Just keeping it real with you. Most people prefer the Bando. So it's really going to be whatever kind of like suits your fancy. Q colon in front of your stuff will catch my attention. Put a Q colon in front of your question and it will catch my attention.
And I'm going to stop. I promise I'm going to stop making the question screen bigger and smaller. And do this like I know how to. What whiskey are you sipping on these days? Vegas Dad, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Appreciate that, man. I am drinking tonight. We're sipping on the Rittenhouse Rye. So it's a whiskey. It's a bottled in bond whiskey. This is 100 proof. At my local Total Wine in my area, this is $26. 26 smackaroonies. Easy price. That's an easy price. So that's what I'm drinking right now. So the thing about this, when I buy a bottle like this will last me 6 months. I don't drink that much. Okay. Just in case you don't know, too much drinking and too much sugar really affects how you go 20 toes in the bedroom. Okay. I don't want to, there's no way.
Come on, man.
It affects how you go 20 toes. All right. So I don't need the way I go 20 toes with Mrs. X being overly affected. So I don't drink that much. But this is what I'm enjoying tonight. Rittenhouse bottled in bond, $26 out the door here in this area. I don't know how much it's going to be in your area, but that's something that you can check out as well. Let's see what we got going on over here. I noticed you're pretty big into wax canvas. What makes you pick them over materials? My greatest issue with the zippers on those. Aesthetics. So Loadout EDC, you say, what's the reason I like wax canvas is aesthetics, but they require more maintenance. You have to clean them more. You have to buy wax canvas cleaner or make your own soap and water solution. You need to get a brush. You have to get this squeegee looking thing that helps push excess water out when you clean them. But I'd like the aesthetics of it. You have to re-wax them, especially if you carry it a lot. You're going to have to get your bag re-waxed. But, and there are not a lot of companies that are doing AquaGuard zippers on wax canvas. So I know that Waterfeld is knocking it out the park. Nutsack is catching up. Nutsack does not do it, but Waterfeld is doing the AquaGuard zippers on their wax canvas bags. So $100 sling bag, darker color, good vibes. Yeah, one of those two I think will kind of hook you up. I wouldn't go with, because you just mentioned that, I wouldn't go with the Tom Talk. I will go with one of those two. Now, this is just my experience. I'm giving you a very subjective opinion because I haven't touched every bag. I've touched a few alpacas, Vertex, Inatech, which is don't get Inatech. It's a great budget bag, but not for what you're trying to do. If you carry a 1911 and an Inatech, the 1911 is going to make your Inatech fall into a crowd. Any thoughts on NAF's knives, new Lander 4 knives on Kickstarter? I'm thinking of the sheep's foot blade myself. I was just texting Ben over at NAF's. It looks very interesting. John, it looks really interesting. I like the price of the Lander. I love the fact you can just pick one up on Amazon. I don't really like backing Kickstarters. I've been burned by some Kickstarters on some keyboards. So me and Kickstarters, I don't really back Kickstarter. I even have brands that will reach out to me and say, so for instance, Woobin's about to drop the new, I think it's called the, God damn it. What is that shit called? Field Trip. Let's look that shit up. I think it's the T4 Woobin T2 Pro, I think is what they're about to drop. Let's go to their website. They're about to drop a new flashlight. And Woobin reached out to me. They say, X, we have 10 prototypes. They're almost ready to be released. Yeah, it's called the X2 Pro. So the X2 Pro is on Kickstarter. And they reached out to me. They said, hey, X, we have 10 prototypes. We want to send you one. And I'm full disclosure, they wanted to send me one. They wanted to pay me money to do a YouTube video. And it would be a review, obviously. I said, I'm not going to do an ad. It's going to be a review. You may not like what I say, but when I found out it was Kickstarter, I did decline it. I said, you're more than welcome to send me an X2 Pro. I may or may not talk about it, but I've been burned by Kickstarter. I'm not particularly interested in showing Kickstarter to my audience because if they get burned, they're going to be like, well, X is the one that told me about it. You know, icto facto, they think it's my fault. That was kind of my mindset when I got burned on a keyboard. I blamed the creator, even though the creator has nothing to do with the production, right? But this looks interesting. I own the X2. The X2 Pro looks interesting. It takes AA batteries. You can use it. It has two different, you can use it forward facing. It looks really interesting.
but I'm not going to be doing a video before it releases unless they just drop one in the mail. But money is nice, but I will much rather not do a Kickstarter project. But it does look interesting. It does look interesting. So with that being said, like when you mentioned the NAFs, it's probably not going to be something that I purchase. And I was texting Ben about it the other day. It probably won't even be something. If he were to send me one out, I probably wouldn't even do content on it beyond like a YouTube short or something like that. You have to check out the Chrome Industries Cadet Sling. Brian, let me tell you, Chrome Industries bags are so effing big, bro. They are just, man, let me tell you.
Come on, man.
They are huge. So Chrome Industries and Dispatch, they make some big ass bags. And I'm like, man, I really want to like your bag. Like I want to like it. This bag is the same size as, and I saw Mikey Daily Carry. I sent out Mikey Daily Carry the, what was that sling Mikey Daily Carry? The Wanderer bag by Tom Talk. This is about the same size. This is a great bag for traveling, or if you're just the type of person that needs a whole lot of shit with, you want your Nintendo Switch, you want some diapers and wipes, you want your iPad mini, you want to put your cell phone, maybe throw a mirrorless camera and a pair of socks. This sling can hold all that shit. It's just big, bro. And I think my issue with Chrome Industries is the size of their bags. And also, this looks like a seatbelt buckle. Am I tripping? It looks like a seatbelt buckle. So, have they reduced the size of their slings? Like, do they have anything that doesn't look like? I guess they do have a few things a little bit smaller. The mini tinsel, that looks a little smaller. Okay, so they've done a few things, but I know Dispatch and Chrome Industries just had me just like uninterested in their slings because of the sizing. Because of the sizing, I was just not very interested in their slings. But I think that both of you guys got to work on your website. This is atrocious. But yeah, I think a lot of them are working on it. But yeah, maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll check it out. We'll see. Let's see. Fear says less than $75 fixed blade, 4 inches, or you say I fish almost daily, sometimes break down branches, heavy bush where I set up. Since too many videos where it's insanely overpriced, any recommendations? So my recommendation, so Gerber sent me their new, let me grab it. Field trip, hold on. Gerber sent me their new, I think it's the stakeout camp tool. Is that what this is? We're going to look it up. I like this knife. I wanted to be a part of my actual camping kit and stuff like that. But there's some things about it I don't like. First off, the sheath is great because you can put the knife in either direction. It doesn't matter however you want to put it in, the knife just goes in either direction. That means if you're ambidextrous, that's going to be great. That's fantastic. You can mount the sheath on Molly. You can mount the sheath on your belt. They give you a lot of different options for mounting this thing. So this is with the 420 HC blade steel. Now Gerber makes a lot of their fixed blades with this blade steel. I don't have an issue with it. You have to sharpen it a little bit more. But this is supposed to be the replacement for their new, let me look it up. Because I have the older version. GerberGear.com. So this is the Strong Arm Camp, okay? Now, the thing about the Strong Arm Camp is I don't like this price. This is $90. This is $90. I feel like this should be a $66, $70 knife. So you said you want something less than 75 bucks. I don't know if I have a recommendation for you. I think that this could be worth it if they drop, if it drops to like the $66, $70 price. But this Strong Arm is just not worth it for me particularly. So if you look at this, they want 90 bucks for it. It feels like it's a little bit overpriced. There's some things about it I don't like, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But for this blade steel, I think that if they're going to charge this much, bump us up to a better blade steel. Maybe give us S30V, charge us $130, charge us 140 bucks, right? Or bring the price down. Because for 420 HC, edge retention, working edge, how often you're going to have to sharpen it, I don't like 90 bucks, especially if I can get the OG. Like if I can just get the OG strong arm still to this day for $90. And this is directly from their website. If I want to get a strong arm from eBay, I probably can get it for like 30, 45 bucks. So if it were Fierce, I would try to get the OG strong arm on Amazon. If it ever drops below 90 bucks, let's go look it up. Matter of fact. So right now it is 90 bucks. It's 90 bucks on Amazon. If we go look at the history of this, it dropped to 80 bucks. And if we look at the lifetime history, okay. If we look at the lifetime history in 2017, god damn, it was 50 bucks. Okay, so I will tell you this. From time to time, let me zoom in for the last year. If you think about this, Fierce, from time to time, this knife drops below 60 bucks. If it were download the Honey app and install this in your browser. Just wait for this to go on sale, because I think this is a better knife than the new one that they have tried to push out. So like some things I don't like about this specific knife is that it doesn't feel, it has a little bit less of a blade length. And I'm going to be using it for camping. So I do want to be able to use it to strike a ferro rod, right? And like this is not at a 90 degree. Like right here where you would strike a ferro rod, this is not really at a 90 degree. So when you go to strike it, you have to do it a couple of times. The OG strong arm, oh my God, that thing is fantastic. You strike that thing once, you got to spark, you got to fire. You're doing this thing a few times. These are first world problems, but for 90 bucks, I feel like I shouldn't have to endure that. The ergonomics don't feel as good on this one. The bigger one feels a little bit better. Also, the OG has a finger guard right here that keeps your thumb from slipping up onto the blade. So I don't know. I feel like this should be like 66 bucks. It just feels a little bit overpriced. So I would just wait for I would either get on eBay if you need it now and buy one used, or wait for it to go on sale. But that's the only experience I can give you, because I don't bushcraft. I camp, and you know, sometimes I carry a fixed blade from Montana Knife Company. Those are $300, something like that. So that's going to be my recommendation. Let's see. Ever consider doing a studio tour, filming your equipment? The camera nerd in me also would love to see how your EDC helps to set up, says Zachary. Appreciate that, man. So, yeah, so I have a secondary channel called MarineX Afterthoughts, and I am going to revitalize that channel. So my other channel is called MarineX Afterthoughts. I haven't posted here in quite a while, but you can kind of see it here. MarineX. But this is where I would kind of go here, and I was just posting random shit, any thoughts I had, cigar stuff, man cave stuff. I've decided this channel is going to be where I just have stuff that is not 100% related to my main channel and any thoughts that I have. And this is where I probably will post. This is probably where I will post content related to my tour of my studio. That will probably be where I post content related to my studio. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to go subscribe to MarineX Afterthoughts. I'm going to get that channel revitalized and going and stuff like that. If you are curious, just a quick rundown of the cameras that I use. This camera is a Sony FX3, and I'm using a 16-35 f4 lens just to get this wide shot. And this camera is a Sony FX30. And then the overhead camera where I'm showing you guys all that crap is also a Sony FX30. I will not buy a camera that does not have a fan in it, because I film in a garage. Right now, my garage, it is, what is the temperature out here right now? 84 degrees in this man cave right now. So I need my cameras to have fans, because I do not need them dying while I'm live streaming or filming videos or whatever. So all my cameras have fans. My workhorse is this main camera up here, which is the Sony FX30 or FX3, because I also will shoot commercials for businesses with this camera. But I'll probably do a full tour one day. We'll see. We shall see. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go here. Not a cube, but a Love when you say field trip. Yeah, I like to, I just let people know I'm leaving this screen. We're going on the internets. We're going on the World Wide Web. What do you mean? What do you mean by Kickstarter? Kickstarter is just Kickstarter, Indiegogo are two websites where if a company has an idea, they have a item that's a prototype and they're trying to get it into production. They need it to be backed by the public. So they get with Kickstarter. Kickstarter takes a cut and then the rest goes to the company so that they can take that item from idea to production. Okay. So for instance, I was just talking about that Woobin X2 Pro, right? Right now they have 10 prototypes. If the project doesn't get backed, then they're not going to take it to production because then they know people don't want it and they don't have the money to, maybe they have the money to produce it on their own. Let's just say, for instance, to make the Woobin X2 Pro, it's going to cost them $1 million. Right? They can get backed by Kickstarter backings and have that $1 million to start production. But if they don't even make $1 million, they're like, well, people don't even want this shit. So we're going to keep our 10 prototypes and we're going to leave it at that. Right? So that's one way. If they don't, but they may have $1 million sitting in their bank account. They just want to know, is this product going to be received? So let's put it on Kickstarter. We'll give Kickstarter a cut. They also give creators a cut. So if I sign, I can promote stuff on Kickstarter and I can get a cut. But I just don't, I'm not interested in promoting Kickstarter shit. Ivan says, any experience using, owning strop, or if I strop my knives. So I'm not really good at anything when it comes to knife sharpening. So me and Neves Knives, Jared over there at Neves Knives, he helps me a lot in guiding me on how to sharpen knives. I have a TS Pioneer sharpener, which I throw some stones on there. I find the angle and I sharpen it. I am a little intimidated when I sharpen recurve knives. Like this Benchmade 710 is a recurve knife. I like drop points, warnies, stuff like that, right? So I get experience from these, get experience from Metal Complex, watching their content. But the TS Pioneer makes sharpening easy AF. Like it makes it really easy. Mike and Ike says some type of SE might be good. Oh yeah, like the SE. Yeah, for the fixed blade, I didn't even think about that. That's a great catch. So the SE number 4 is what I carry for a long time. But the SE number 4, do I have one nearby? I do, but I'm not going to grab it. The SE number 4 kind of has the same issue with the using a ferro rod and stuff like that, but it is what it is. You can also get the Candura, but for what you're mentioning, that blade's not long enough. But SE makes some good stuff as well. Coffee set up in the Marine X Afterthoughts. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The coffee setup in the Marine X Afterthoughts is a must. Because I'm always doing these coffee videos and I get a lot of people to comment on the videos and will say, I'm here for the coffee. I don't care what you're talking about. I'm here for the coffee. And I'm like, all right, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Roger that. Mission is achieved. What Neves knives should I save money for? I would say his misdemeanor. Is that the knife that he has? I don't have any of his knives. I know that him and I will text from time to time, and I know that as he gets his knives going from prototype to production, I told him, I said, listen, I know we're buddies and all, but I will be willing to, I will spend money. Like, I don't need you to send me one as a content creator. I want to support your family. I would rather just buy one. I think he has the misdemeanor that's going to be coming up. Field trip. Let's see. We got the Neves Knives. Is it misdemeanor? I know I'm spelling that shit all wrong. So we go here. I don't even know if it's going to let me log in. Hold on. Let me see if I'm logged into Instagram before I pull this up. Okay. So he has the Neves Knives misdemeanor. OEM is by Remet or Riat. Yeah. K390 steel. I wonder how much this is going to cost. It looks really good. Like, it looks fantastic. But when this thing goes from, I don't know if it's still in prototype stage or if he's moving towards production, but I think this is where I would go. I think this is where I go. He has 2 coming. Yeah, I saw the other one. He has I think he's doing one with the Prior Marine that has a knife company. I forget. Is it TKL Knives? I forget the name of the knife company, but I think he has another one that's coming out as well. I think he has another one that's coming out as well, which is interesting. Look at those colorways. Those look like, I'm not a big fan of titanium. I think those are titanium, but I love the way they look. Like, and then they're coming from Jared. Like, they're coming from Neves. Like, I know they're going to be, the quality is going to be there. I know the quality is going to be there, which makes it even more interesting as well. You said 350? Okay. I mean, just holding this Benchmade with this freaking Benchmade in front of me. When you tell me a knife is 350 from a small batch creator, or Riyadh, it's not a small batch creator, but from his other knife, you know, when you tell me something like that, and I'm looking at this freaking Benchmade here that's a time and a half, then yeah, then it just makes me feel a whole lot better versus anything else. Harpoon is my favorite blade. Oh man. Hey, is that a blade shape? Hold on. Let me tell you something. When I say I'm like peasant level with this shit, I don't know where my mouse pad is. I have a mouse pad from NAFs that tells you different blade shapes for knives, because I don't pretend like that I know everything about this shit. There's no, ain't no damn faking the funk. Hey X, was wondering if you have a go-to drink for just sipping on. My go-to is Four Roses. Oh, bruh. I had the Four Roses single barrel small batch. The dude accidentally sold me the small batch for the single barrel price. That shit was good, bro. That shit was good. But I don't know, for just sipping, because I don't drink enough, I really do have I have really two go-tos I go to for sipping. For rye, I like this Rittenhouse rye. 100 proof, less than $30. That's my go-to. For bourbon, my go-to is Evan Williams Bottled in Bond. It's like 100 proof or 110 proof. I think it's 100 proof. It's bourbon. On base, it cost me $16 goddamn dollars, Finn.
Hey, bro, come
16
on
bucks.
dog. Come on, man.
I drove to the base. I bought this TV behind me, right? So I got this 65-inch TV that's hanging on the wall behind me from base. And while I was at base, I was like, I'm going to the packing store. I'm just going to freaking buy like 10 bottles of BIB, Evan Williams Bottled in Bond. And I should have just bought a freaking handle, because it takes me so long to drink them. I ended up giving some away. That's why I love giving away Evan Williams BIB. It doesn't cost a lot of money. When you give it to somebody, they're like, oh, Bottled in Bond, Evan Williams. Oh man, great. And I'm like, man, that shit cost me 16 bucks, bro. I ain't even freaking tripping, man. I'm just saying, good head on my shoulders, man.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Hey, appreciate you watching the videos as well. He says trying to keep it at $300 for that knife. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. When you're using knives every day, you learn to hone them after every use. The honing technique combined with the diamond hone. See, this is why I like you, Evo, because Evo drops knowledge. Evo has been subscribed to the channel for years. I can remember comments going back to 2021. And he drops the type of either knowledge or snarky. I need snarky in my life, like weekly. He gives me that right spicy snark. I need it. Like, that's the type of shit I need. That's why I like Evo being around, man. I mean, not literally Evo, I mean, not.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It bothers me when established companies use Kickstarter. Yeah, but you know, some companies try Kickstarter and it just doesn't work out for them. So Vault is the case company. Let me grab one. So the case company Vault just had an item on Kickstarter fail. It didn't make funding. And Vault, I like this little case. I don't use it very often, but if I'm going to travel and I like to put knives in this for when I'm sitting in a hotel room, I just flip through and look at my different knives or whatever. But Vault reached out to me and he had a new bag that was on Kickstarter. And he told me, he was like, I got 5 prototypes. Would you like to check one out? And I just kind of kept it real with him. I'm like, hey, listen, I know you're a small time guy. I know it's not a lot of you that are putting these things together, but I particularly don't back Kickstarters. But so to your point, you know, he had a Kickstarter that recently failed, at least when I checked it out last. Let's go check it out real quick. Let's see. Field trip. So he has this new Kickstarter. It's called the Vault Pack. And it looks like a backpack version of these little cases. So if you go to pledge and you go here, it says funding unsuccessful, which means I like the fact that he had a goal of 10,000. He didn't make it. And the fact is he can still try to just maybe do a redesign, decide if he still wants to approach this, etc., etc. He reached out to me while it was still funding and to see if I would be interested. He only had 5 of these bags. He was going to send one out to me. A couple of things. First off, I don't do loaners. So I told him that and it would be mine, but he only had 5, right? And then secondly, I don't really like doing Kickstarter. So to your point, EDC Mech, established companies, when they use Kickstarters, I'm not a big fan of. With small creators, they're really trying to figure this out. I can appreciate when they go for it. And if it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it. But at least they go for it. So, but I like the, you know, the few vault items that I have. These things are fantastic. I have this one. I have the TSA version when it has a little lock on it or whatever. There's some improvements it can make. The zippers could be better. I think that he can go with some number 5 YKKs. They could be a little bit better. The pool, I think that these the actual zipper pools can be a little bit better as well. Maybe go with some like shrink wrap ones or some leather or something like that. But I mean, they're pretty nice. They are pretty nice when you really kind of bust it down and think about it for a little bit. And let's see. Oh man, me when I was, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Appreciate that, man. Make sure you put a Q colon in front of your stuff. Brandon, I just happened to see your question, but if you put a Q colon in front of it, when I go to this screen, what I do is I come here and I go Q colon, and then it segregates all the comments that have a Q and a colon, and I wouldn't see your question. But the Benchmade PSK, what is that? Field trip. I don't know what that is. I probably know what it is when I look it up, but I don't know. I don't know what it is by the acronym. Benchmade PSK. Carbon fiber G10. OD green. Let's just go to their website. Let's see what this is. $450. Another one, huh? Okay, here's my issue with this. First off, this is not using, I don't know if this is using their new access lock. I don't know. It's $450, which means it's probably gonna be $400 at retailers. Why is it $450? Is it using a super steel? I don't like carbon. Okay, let me pump my brakes for a second. Let me pump my brakes. Composite materials, carbon fiber, micarta, G10, FRN, all those. I have my favorites and I have the ones I don't like that much. Out of all the composite materials, I don't like carbon fiber that much. My favorite is G10, followed closely by micarta, and then carbon fiber, and then probably FRN and everything else. Polymer and Grivery, all the other shit. So I'm just not a big fan of, I think it looks dope, but I think it just feels too light, if that makes sense. It's too lightweight for me. I like the fact that they mixed it with G10, but my first impressions are the price is up there. It looks really dope. It looks like a Wii knife. I can't name the Wii knife, but it does look like some. Oh, it's Magna Cut. Okay. I don't know. Field trip. I feel like it looks like something. Benchmade has just been putting out so many. It looks like something they made in like the early 90s. Hold on. Let's look at the Benchmade 1995 catalog. Let's go back to that website real quick, right? So I want you guys to kind of take a snapshot in your mind. This is the Benchmade PSK carbon fiber. And then if we go to the Benchmade 1995 catalog, I feel like it's something that they've made before. Maybe I'm tripping. So the Benchmade 1995 catalog, I don't know. They've come a long way, but it does. So Benchmade used to be really heavy into the tactical bros, real heavy into the tactical bros. And so it's giving me vibes that it came from their 1995 catalog. I don't know why it is, but it just kind of is. Their prices were a lot different back then, needless to say. The original owner was still alive. His son has since taken over, but it does. That knife looks like something they would have produced in the 90s before they had the access lock. before they were using S30V. They were using a lot of 154 CM and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that it's always interesting to kind of go back and look at the knives that they were pumping out back then. And, you know, have they changed a lot? Of course, they were really big into balisongs in the 80s, and then they shifted to the tactical bros in the 90s. They had one of their most popular knives was, what is this shit? I can't even see it. It won't let me look it up. Is that the Ernest? Let's look that up real quick. Field trip. Benchmade Ernest. Maybe I don't see it. Well, here's one right here. God has one. But yeah, so they've come a long way with that type of stuff. First impressions of the PSK, though, feels a little pricey. I guess that's my overall thing. Easiest way to say it. It feels a little pricey. For roses, Vought is in. Yeah, Brian. So I think that he makes his prototypes in Jersey. I don't know if he makes most of his production in China. I actually don't know. Does this say where this is made at? Normally, when a company makes something in the USA, they effing let you know that. It is all over the product. Like if I made something in the USA, like I sell products on my website. If y'all don't know that, and they're made here in my man cave. But I get the stuff from China, so it's not really made in the USA. You know, the wood is from Home Depot, I guess, if that counts, because I make a lot of stuff out of wood. But you know, if I make a stuff here in the man cave and I want to label it as made in China, I usually stamp it. I don't see anything on there. It doesn't really let me know. But Spyderco Salt Series or Benchmade Water Series. Oh, Salt Series for pricing. I don't know about like, so it's for me, it is the Salt Series because of pricing. So I can go to my go-to is the base website. You know, I'm just keeping it real with you. I know I can go to the, like I know I can go to Blade HQ and shit like that. But if I can come to base and get myself the Salt Series, Salt 2, Salt 4, whatever, and still be able to use it for fishing. It has FRN, so scales, and be able to use this when I'm out and about, use this to fillet a fish, use this around water, I would just get the Salt Series. I mean, as I go through this pricing, none of these are really touching the Benchmade pricing. Now, Benchmade's Salt Series, I mean, Benchmade Series is what made a Magna Cut, right? I don't know what these are made of. I have to go click each one. But why would I not get a Spyderco Ladybug 3 Salt for $60? If I just need something to cut a little fishing line, fillet a little fish, maybe I get the Pacific if I need to fillet a little fish or something like that. You know, why would I spend a tremendous amount on that? You know what I'm saying? So that's just me personally. I would go with the Salt Series just because of the price savings. What's up, sir? Thank you for your service. Hey, no problem at all, man. What do you think about the double admin pouch from Nutsack you got for some lightweight EDC and a pew pew? Well, first off, the double admin pouch is not going to work well for a gun. It's not. Where's my double admin pouch? Oh, it's right over there. I can go get it. It's like out of arm's reach. But Christopher, let me just keep it real with you. I have a bunch of pouches behind me. I'm about to do a best top 5 pouch video, and I love the double admin pouch by Nutsack. Like, I am all over its fucking nuts, bro. I'm just all over it, man. I want to swing from the scrotum. Okay, it's just, I love it. The price, though, it is a pricey, what, $160, something like that. But it is so worth it. Like, I have bought Nutsack products and they have sent me Nutsack products. Field trip. Let's go. Nutsack double admin pouch in leather. When it comes to, because there's just so many competitors that are trying to compete with the Nutsack double admin pouch, it sometimes is a little bit hard to recommend it. This is $169. The patina on my pouch would make you it will make you go from 6 to 12. Okay, let's just put it like that. It will make you go from 6 to 12. I don't want to get up and get mine right now, but it's fantastic. But 169, when there are other people that are trying to make some competition for it, right? You can get some type of dive kits that kind of fit the bill. This is $79. I'll say so. Kodiak leather is kind of, they're trying to compete with it, but it's not 100% the same. It doesn't have the moly inside. There's a lot of other companies. It's just, this is fantastic for your EDC needs. If you're carrying a gun, though, it's not going to work. It's not really going to work. But man, oh man, I tell you, I love it a lot. Like, I have, so of the double admin pouches, I have purchased one with my own money, and they have sent me one for a giveaway. I like to just disclose that type of stuff. So the first time I experienced it was the double admin pouch is when I bought it, and then they sent me one and I gave it away. But it was fantastic. So yeah. So when it comes to your pew pew, I don't think it's going to work for that. But you might be able to find an alternative. Let me put on my thinking cap for an alternative. What gear do you have your eye on these days that you want to get? That's interesting because I tell myself that I get gluttonous all the time. So the other day, shout out to Grouchy's Dumpster Rental here in Plano, Texas. Grouchy's Dumpster Rental. I just rented one of their dumpsters. And we here in my residence, we like to do a yearly clean out of closets, bedrooms, the garage, the man caves, the babe cave. We have a babe cave in this house. That's my wife's room. And we clean out everything. And when I cleaned out this man cave, it felt so good. It looks like chaos in here right now. I'm a maximalist. I am not a minimalist. Okay, guys, I'm a maximalist. Just keeping it real with you. But it felt so good to get rid of stuff. Like my coffee mess is cleaner. My gaming area where my Xbox and PS5 and my vinyl record player is cleaner. You know, I moved my stereo receiver down here on top of the speaker. I got rid of my 8-track player. I wasn't using it enough. I didn't really want to, but I did. Like, it just felt so good. So Mike and I, when you say, what am I eyeing? I'm like, right now, I'm not really eyeing a lot because I feel so good that I got rid of a bunch of crap. I don't know if I want to junk it all up by buying stuff. Does anybody ever have that feeling? So I like to live in the world of Marie Kondo, I think her name is. And she has this thing, it's called KonMari. It's this little Asian lady. She doesn't speak any English, but she has this method called KonMari. And KonMari method is you take one weekend, and that's what we did here in my house. You take, the dumpster rental was 3 days. You take those 3 days and you physically pick up every item in a specific room. And if that item no longer gives you joy or no longer brings you use, throw it away or give it away immediately. I did that here in the man cave. I got rid of so much stuff. I got rid of workbenches, which I was texting buddies and say, hey, I got a workbench going in the dumpster. And when I say workbench, I mean like Husky 62-inch workbench, lightly used. You better come get it or it's going to the dump. So it's hard for me to like backtrack on that when I have, actually, let me update this because I did see we grabbed a new member, so we got to add that on there. But yeah, absolutely. It is something that's fantastic to know that sometimes we can not necessarily always add to it, you know. And so that's something I think about as well, man. Let me see. We got a new member. Let me update that real quick. Appreciate that. Cute cold in front of your stuff will help me catch my attention when it comes to your questions or your comments. So put a Q and a colon in front of your stuff. Will catch my attention when it comes to your question or your comments. We'll update our members here. Throw that right there. Appreciate that, man. Absolutely. You got good head on your shoulders, man. Sorry about the extra. No big deal, man. A lot of times people just don't know. I don't want people to think I'm ignoring you. You're ignoring me. You're not even paying attention to me. Like, oh my, listen, I am not ignoring you, man. I promise you. We're going to get to your question. Put a Q code in front of it. We will make that shit happen. Okay. I'm not trying to bounce myself up out of here. Okay. I'm trying my best to keep to what I said. I don't want you to think that I'm out of here. He doesn't even read my shit. What do you think about the M17, M18 Hogue knife? It's not the biggest knife. I'm not the biggest knife guy, so I don't have know a lot about. But this is wondering if it would be a good buy. Okay, so Hogue is for the tactical bros. I will say that Hogue, they focus a lot of their attention on getting their knives on the hips of our boys in blue and trying to win some military contracts. So sometimes when you see some of their knife prices, you're going to be like, oh, these prices are out of this world. Like, who the hell are they selling that for? And it's maybe not targeted for us. So let's field trip. But I don't know anything about the M17, M18. So let's look it up. I used to own this big whopping Hogue knife and I ended up getting rid of it. So these are the Hogue M17, M18 drop point PVD coated. Well, first off, I love this desert tan coyote look of the knife. Let's just get that out the way. I feel like they're making these knives to match some type of gun. A lot of times, so they are calling it the SIG, so they might be trying to make it match a gun. That's normally what Hogue will do. They will have like a collaboration with SIG or with some other gun company or whatever and do a collaboration. The blade is CPM S30V. So this is putting in the same world of the same type of shit that Benchmade likes to use. So just aesthetic wise, I think it looks great. Nothing super like other than the pricing and the blade steel and the coating, nothing jumps out at me, but this looks like the knife that you can hit the back of it, hit the spine with a log and it may not collapse on you. It is a button. It looks like is it a button lock? It is. Okay. Yeah. So it is. It matches the SIG P320. That's why they made it like this. So that probably also has something to do with the pricing as well. I wonder if they sell this on base. Field trip. Let's go look it up real quick. Hogue. Let's just see if they have Hogue on base at all. If I type in Hogue, I'm going to see a lot of tactical shit. Yeah, see what I mean? So I'm going to see stocks. The Deca's 139. I wonder if this is the Magna Cut Deca. Hold on, let me look. This might be the Magna Cut Deca with the polymer. Yeah, this is the Magna Cut. So base has the Magna Cut Deca. This has the polymer or FRN scales. I can't remember what kind of scales it has. For 139 bucks. It's not horrible. If you want a Magna Cut blade, you might buy this and then buy some aftermarket scales if you don't like the scales. But $139 for Magna Cut blade steel on base. If you have access to the base, there you go. But they also sell the Hogue M17 on base, and it's 166. So I mean, you're saving a little bit of money if you're a vet or active duty. Maybe you can go snatch it up there. This is going to be tax-free, and this is also going to be free shipping. So I don't mind a partially serrated knife every now and again. A lot of people don't like. People are just big fan of plain edge knives. I like a little partial serrations, just me personally. When you're trying to make certain type of cuts, serrations are your best friend. So I have a Benchmade bug out, partially serrated, which are super rare to get. You usually have to get those custom made. I bought it here on base. Matter of fact, do they still sell it? Field trip. Let's see, bug outs. Let me see if they still sell the partially serrated bug out. Let's see. Let's log in real quick. I like to show this also because I do have a lot of vets and active duty folks that follow me. And sometimes, no one really covers the pricing on base, and it might be helpful for you to just know, should I buy it on base? So they have a lot of bug outs. Yeah, so here you go. This is the coated bug out, and it's a combo edge. It's extremely rare, but Benchmade made a special edition that they sell directly on base. If you want to get this, you have to go to Benchmade's website and actually modify it to get the partial serration. But I got this on sale for $135. So if you do shop on base, wait for this to drop on sale again. I think it's a great little deal or whatever. But there you go. So I like a little partial serration. Like if you're trying to cut rope, if you don't need a clean cut, like today I was cutting some roses. Every week, me and my sons like to buy Mrs. X flowers for her. We like to buy flowers for her actual babe cave, and we like to buy flowers for the kitchen. And when we made that purchase, I had to, cut the very bottom of them or whatever. And I used the Benchmade, but I was like, oh, I wish I had a little bit of serration. This this cut is a lot easier to do when you have a little bit of serration, flower stems, rope, shit like that. But you know, it is what it is. It still gets the job done. So don't shy away from getting a little bit of partial serration. Better known as the K320. Okay, I got you, me with knives. Appreciate that. Yeah, it absolutely don't shy away from it, because one of my favorite knives is the Gerber Fast Handle Auto. Now Gerber, in my opinion, does not make the best folding knives, but the knives that they make for the military, because Gerber wins military contracts, and those contracts that they win are their best knives that they make. And this knife I got issued when I was in the Marines. You only can buy this if you're in a military. Matter of fact, if you go to purchase it, they even tell you that you have to be active duty, or you have to be to even buy this knife. It says right here, service members only. It's called their pro program. So if you want to buy this, you can still buy it. This is my favorite partially serrated knife. I've had this knife for 14 years. I've had it sharpened a couple of times. Josh Smith, the owner of Montana Knife Company, he was the last person to sharpen it for me. I love this knife. And when it comes to Gerber folding knives, I do not like them. But the ones, you know, there are some companies that compete for military contracts. And I know this because I used to write military contracts. And the stuff that they submit for military contracts are out of this world good. So the shit that Gerber sells to civilians versus the stuff they sell to the military is night and day difference. The stuff that SOG sells, the SOG knives are so shitty. But the multi-tools and the knives they sell to service members are out of this world good. This is one of my favorites. I still have this thing to this day. So finger guard, partial serrations, aggressive style with the blade shape itself. It's just great. So it just really depends on what you need. Don't shy away from it. That's my point. Let's see. Hold on. Was wondering if you have any tips on getting over the fear of getting damaged. I understand gear is meant to be used, but I like my things to look good and work as good as they look. So what I would say is it really just depends on budget. Okay. So for instance, this freaking Benchmade that I have, you know, if I did daily honing of it and I did like wiped it down with microfiber cloths and stuff like that, it probably would last a lot longer. Probably some people probably wouldn't EDC this, but I mean, this coating is it may eventually wear off. Like my Kaiser Drop Bear, the coating on the scales on the Drop Bear has scratches all over it. Some of my flashlights, especially, you know, some of my flashlights I put in my mouth when I'm using. Okay, so just pause on that. Some of my flashlights I put in my mouth when I'm using them, and sometimes I bite down on them with my teeth. I damage my flashlights. Same thing with that type of stuff. So I have some carries that I have that I just won't carry it unless I really want it to stay really good looking. Right. So for instance, my tactile knife Chupacabra, I want that to stay nice looking. I think it looks pretty nice. But some things I'm just like, hey, listen, I need to use it. It's between making this cut. Right. So the other day I was in my pool doing some work, and I pulled this knife out. I had to do some shit when I was doing some work in the pool. Use this knife, and could it have gotten damaged? Yes. But is there a possibility that Mrs. X is going to jump down my throat because I didn't finish this task? Absolutely. I'm not about to. I don't want to roll the dice on that. I don't know if I want to roll the dice on that. So when you're kind of like swaying between hobby and you're swaying between making this your everyday carry, that's when you fall into the world of two knives McGee. I've talked about, I think carrying two knives is one of the most silly things to do in EDC unless you want to. I'm not saying don't do it. I just think it's kind of silly. The concept of a backup knife. But for your reasoning, you may have a perfect reason to have a backup knife. You may have the perfect reason to have a Kershaw dividend or a Kershaw leak, or have some knife, you know, from Kaiser or from Civivi that you could just use as a beater. But then you have your nicer knives as well. But it really does depend on your budget. I don't want to just be out here pretending you should just buy multiple knives, because everybody can't do that. Okay. But it does bring a little bit of anxiety. I have the same type of anxiety whenever I have a bunch of people in my man cave. Like I want stuff to stay nice. Like all this equipment on my man cave desk. When I have buddies over here to smoke cigars and drink liquor, I get anxiety. I'm like, don't touch my cameras. Like they're designed to be used, but I want them to stay nice, right? So I have to get over that anxiety. I totally feel what you're saying. And that's just something you kind of got to work through, right? Something that has to kind of be worked through. Do I have Discord open right now? Let me see. I don't know if I have it open. I just saw that you say you posted picture in. Yeah, absolutely. Post your stuff in Discord. Post your stuff in Discord, your pocket dumps and stuff like that. I love seeing stuff in Discord. It's something I find super interesting. Let's see. As a reminder, yeah, put a Q colon in front of your stuff. It will help me see your comment. Because if you don't put a Q colon in front of it, it is just a comment. I won't see it because I'm looking for stuff that has a Q colon. So I appreciate that, moderator or moderators. Do you mess with county com stuff? I do. The last and only county com thing I purchased was for my EDC knife my knife maintenance area. I wanted like a nice manual screwdriver. So when I take apart my knives or whatever, field trip. Let's see. So we got county com, and I don't think he's in chat right now, but I think it's Yavin, and I'm probably mispronouncing your name. He put me onto county com a long time ago, and I finally gave them a shot. And I think it was, is it the PS? It might have been this screwdriver, but I got a precision screwdriver from Conicom. Also got a flashlight from here sent to me by them. But yeah, this is something I got just to be able to take apart my knives in my little EDC area. And I just wanted something with some style. You don't need any shit like this, but you know, it is what it is. Well, let me see. Did I have anything else? Let's look it up. Let's go to search. Let's go to screwdriver. So, okay. Maybe, I don't remember which one I bought. Maybe it was this one. Maybe it was the brass. Anyway, they got good prices, these good aesthetics. If you want to carry them every day, then something you can do as well. It kind of just depends on what you want to do. All right, now let's see. For the Discord, what am I seeing? Let's see. Can I share some Discord stuff? Hold on. Let me see if I know what I'm doing. Screen share. Let's go with Discord. All right. So yeah, go to Discord. TheMarineX.com/Discord is how you get to the Discord. And from here is where you can post all your different pocket dumps and stuff. Let me go to my actual Discord itself. That might be helpful. If I go to, hold on, those are direct messages. How do I go to, they changed the way Discord looks. Oh wait, it's right here. Here we go. So yeah, if you go here, you're going to see the pocket dumps. Try to throw your stuff into like the pocket dump area. Then we can always check it out. Like this is looking pretty freaking dope. What is that? Is that a Civivi Prax? I don't know what that knife is. But you can throw your pocket dumps in here. Anything gun related. I love seeing your gun content in here. It's a lot easier to post this stuff here than trying to post it, you know, talk about it on YouTube with these gun tubers getting in there. Appreciate the Mike and Ice for dropping the Discord link in there as well. But you can also buy, sell, trade. I know someone was trying to sell a Benchmade bug out for quite a while. He's selling it for $115 shipped. So I mean, if you want a Benchmade bug out for $115, and looks like he has it in the Ranger green, I can't really tell. But I mean, $115. His name is Brian's Tech. He does tech YouTube. So I think his knife is going to be lightly used, opening packages and stuff. So if you want to get yourself a Benchmade bug out for $115, there you go. So we have buy, sell, trade in here. We have YouTube channels where we'll just we post about my YouTube content. Any other creators I love to watch, you can post it. You know, so I see that. I think this is. Yeah, this is Loadout EDC. He just dropped his YouTube in here. I have Mikey Daily Carries. So any YouTubers that I follow, if they go live
I have it automatically set up that their YouTube links will pop up in here. Tri-State EDC. What the hell is this? I need to figure out why this bot keeps posting this Barbie shit in here. I got to figure that out. But anyway, Mikey Daily Carry, Neves Knives, Everyday Minimalist, Best Damn EDC. If any of them go live, it will automatically pop up in here. Or you can just put your own YouTube links in here as well. So that's where we can kind of hang out. If you're a YouTube member, there's a members only area where it's a lot easier to get a hold of me. If you chat in here, I tend to see it a lot faster. I also make members only videos that you can't see. Like I did a video a couple of days ago about a bunch of new EDC items that got released, and I reacted to it. Members can watch that on the YouTube channel right now if they want to, and all that good stuff. So yeah, come in here, check it out. Try to post those. Wait, it says what is this? Evil. Okay, this is interesting. That's interesting. Let me verify some people while I have you here. Add a row. We're gonna verify you, and we'll verify you. There we go. That is freaking. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, absolutely. Post that in there when you get an opportunity. I love seeing that type of content. So let's go here. Switch this back to your questions real quick. There you go. I carry a full-size pistol and I need to get something smaller. Any thoughts on the Hellcat versus the P3? I don't like subcompacts like very much, to be honest with you. So I particularly like carrying revolvers for my CCW. That's just me. Now I know I'm limited on my shots. It's going to be a way slower reload. But I looked at statistics, so FBI statistics and CDC statistics on shootings in America. Most shootings in America for self-defense utilize less than 3 shots. So, you know, I carry a Smith & Wesson J-frame hammerless revolver. It doesn't have a safety. It doesn't have a hammer. It's always in double action, but I can shoot it if I'm nervous. I've been to Afghanistan before. Pointing your gun at a human is really nerve-wracking. And as much as you may train with your weapon, I just don't want to carry a weapon that has a safety. And so most subcompacts and stuff like that have that type of stuff. I used to carry a Bodyguard 380 for quite a while, but I stopped carrying that. I still have it. I'm looking at the area where it's located. I can't pick it up right now because we're on the live stream. But I carried a Bodyguard 380 for quite a while. But yeah, so for me personally, I would kind of stick with the full size. I have a Beretta. I think it was the P40. I carry it for a little bit too. Not the subcompact field trip. Let's see. Beretta. Is it the P40? Let's see. No, it's the PX Storm. So I carried the PX Storm when I first started. Now they make the PX Storm in a subcompact. I have the full size, the 40. They have a 9mm version as well. And then they also make this in like a subcompact form. I like the 40. It's a little big. And so and then I wanted to get away from the safety and all that other type of stuff. So it drew me towards getting a Smith & Wesson, the Airweight. But that's just me, right? That's just me. So, but if you practice with your weapon a lot, I probably only go to the range 3 or 4 times a year. So I don't shoot my weapon very often. If you're shooting your weapon all the time, you want your lasers and your lights and all the other shit, yeah, then carry this. But I don't shoot my weapon enough. It's a lot easier for me to remember muscle memory on a weapon that has no safety. I just pull it out, aim center mass, and pull the trigger. I can also, it will be a justified shoot for Mrs. X to pull out my revolver. She doesn't need to learn about a safety. She just pulls it out and pulls the trigger. So that's just me. So if that makes a lot of sense, hopefully that answers your question. See, continuing my question. I just bought the Olight i5R on Prime Day. I had it in my pocket and the coating got a little messed up. So what I would do is I would contact Olight because they might warranty that for workmanship and you know, just kind of tell them you just got it. The coating got messed. They may warranty it for you. Even though it's not a super expensive flashlight, they may actually warranty that item for you. But I can totally understand where you're coming from. My i5R, my i5T, my i3E OS, they all look like shit because I think they're made of aluminium, and then the paint or whatever they put on there, it's just not very good.
Like if I were to pull one of mine out now, matter of fact, I will. Hold on. Like my Olight flashlights are just not really known for super durability. So I have an i5T here, and it may not be able to tell here on a live stream, but there is nicks and dents and scratches on there, especially like around the tip. I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but you know, it does get dinged up, and I can understand what you mean. Like you wanted to keep it looking good. These don't get carried very often because I have a lot of other flashlights to choose from. I have an i5R as well. I have the OG orange, which they don't sell anymore. And I want this to keep looking good. They don't sell this color anymore. But I got a couple of like scrapes and bumps you can't really see with this lighting. But I totally get what you mean. Like, hey, I just got this thing. I want it to look good, etc., etc. The i5R is rechargeable. The i5T is not, but you can throw a rechargeable battery in there. The only difference is the i5R comes with a rechargeable battery. The i5T comes with a regular AA battery. But you know, so I can understand what you mean. Like you wanted to keep it looking good, because I will want to do the exact same thing. Let's see. I'm looking to carry a Smith & Wesson MP 2.0 10 mil in a sling bag. Any recommendations? So you want the sling bag itself. So the two sling bags that I would recommend are the same ones from earlier. You may have missed it. You may not have been here. The Ebelin Stock Bando Bag XL or the Vertex Long Walk. Those are my recommendations. Now, I also own the Vertex Sock P, which is like their super good concealed carry. And if you like the aesthetics of the Vertex Sock P, then I would get you can get that one. But I only have, when it comes to concealed carry sling bags, I have experience with 3 or 4 bags. So I can't give you like a range. I have the Vertex Sock P, the Ebelin Stock Bando, and the Vertex Long Walk series. And how do I like the Owala? So I like the Owala. What he's talking about is this freaking water bottle right here, which is, I have a 40-ounce Owala. I like the Owala because it has a sip straw in it. What I don't like is the colors. What this color I like. I don't like the whole color concept Owala comes up with. I feel like Owala and their colors is like you walk into a Home Depot to the paint section. They say, what color are you looking for? And you just say, yes, please. And they just put some shit together. Okay. So that's one. Secondly, it's kind of hard to clean. I just kind of randomly jumping into this, but like this area right here, to take this off to clean that is a little difficult. So, but you should clean your water bottles. That's important to do. And then finally, the actual grab handle, I can only fit 2 fingers in there. So I just told you the things I don't like about it. But other than that, bro, this shit is fire. I love this water bottle. I pack away a ton of water. That's a 40-ounce version. You can get it if you want something to fit in your cup holder a little bit easier, get the 24-ounce version. But yeah, I pack away a ton of water with the Owala because it has a straw, a sip straw, or you can tilt it and drink it. So it works both ways. It's freaking fantastic. So that is, man, I like that thing a lot. And you know, it's so crazy because I also use an Nalgene bottle when I go rucking. I like Nalgene because I can gulp a lot of water. It's lightweight. Like that thing weighs more than my Nalgene bottle. I have Yeti shit. It's just too expensive. This Owala, I think I spent 30 something, 40 something bucks on that. You're not going to spend that type of money as well. i5R is better than the i5T. The Pocket Light is better than both. The WeTool ProTac is a good light for boomstick carriers. So the Pocket Light AA, me with knives, I 100% agree with you. The Ace Beam Pocket Light AA, they sent that out to me. That's my current EDC flashlight. Right now I'm testing out the Nikkor EDC UHI, but like my go-to flashlight right now is the Pocket Light. That thing is good. It does it at AA. I have the titanium version because they sent that to me, but you can get the regular version for like less than $30. It's just a really good flashlight. And if you want a flashlight to be able to find shit under the couch, walk from your building to your car, make sure that your wife doesn't fall on her face in a movie theater because you're trying to be a gentleman. I'm just giving you examples. Like, I'm looking forward to taking Mrs. X to see Deadpool and Wolverine. And while she's walking to her seat, I'm going to use the flashlight to look at both her ass and also to make sure she doesn't fall on her goddamn face. Okay, I'm just...
Come on, man.
Both. 2 for 1. We'll do both. So it makes it interesting. Do you EDC any Rovi Von flashlights? I have tested them out, EDC Mac, but I don't EDC any per se. They have sent me the A8. They've sent me my favorite Rovi Von. I'll show it to you. So this is my favorite Rovi Von flashlight, the Angel Eyes E200U. This thing, I don't even know if this one, I haven't used it in so long. It's dead. So mine's dead. I need to charge it. But it charges with USB Type-C. It has a magnetic base. But the thing, I do YouTube, so I care about this shit. It has a little tripod thread, so I can put this on a tripod and use this to point when I'm doing B-roll on shit. But it has a blue light on the front. So if I need to check and see if urine on a carpet when I used to have a dog, or if you're going to a hotel room, this thing lights up with UV. So I don't want to point that at my camera lens and destroy my camera, but it does have a UV light. And then you have your regular light as well. So it doesn't give me the pocket clip is really shitty. It's designed to be taken off in reverse. So I like to carry beam down in my pocket. So that's how this pocket clip is set up. But you can take the pocket clip off and actually switch it around and carry beam up in your pocket if you want to. I like to carry beam down in my pocket. But the pocket clip is really shitty. It's hard to put back on. I just took it off to show you guys. Now I got to spend 40 seconds to put it back on, which I'm not going to do. But it has a magnetic base, and it doesn't really have that much swag, though. It just gets the job done. So if you want a flashlight that gets the job done, Angel Eyes E200U. They've sent me other ones. The A8 is cool. Ron Kwok has a lot of experience with these flashlights. I don't really EDC them very often, just because they don't really do it for me. I would say like my favorite flashlights, hand down, right now, are probably, because it's like a race between Nikkor and Streamlight. Streamlight needs to really work on their pricing. They just came out with some new colors for the Streamlight Wedge, but the pricing is not really where I want it to be. Nikkor is great, but when it comes, Surefire is great for putting stuff on my boomsticks and all that type of. So is Streamlight for putting stuff on my guns. But for everyday carry, I love Nikkor. Right now I'm carrying an Ace Beam because I really want to try it out. But yeah. Do I have any favorite pans for EDC? Oh yeah, hands down, the Vertex, the LT Stretch series by Vertex. They have a shorts version, and they have, so I have the 8-inch shorts version, they have a 10-inch shorts version, and then they have trousers. They're all great. And I don't know if my code is currently working to get you 15% off. Send me an email, Devil. So Devil, info@themarinex.com. I think I can get you, matter of fact, let's look it up. LT, the Delta Stretch series by Vertex is $92. So it's $92, but I think I can get a discount code and get it cheaper than this. So I need to just check and see if I still have my discount code. But these are my favorite trousers for EDC, hands down. Like they have the magazine pocket in the back, so you can put a magazine back there, but I usually keep a phone back there. They have this on the side of the trousers, they have this little pocket that has leather on it. So you can put like a multi-tool or a flashlight in that pocket and it won't damage the pocket because it has leather on there. It's so freaking awesome. But at $92, they're a little, it's a hard pill to swallow. I would wait to get them on a sale or to see if we have the discount code. I'll see if my discount code is working. Let me look it up real quick, because I'm not sure if it's working. But yeah, those are hands down my favorite. Let me log in here. Nikkor is bae, says you pimpin'. Streamline needs to get their LED. Yeah, they need to up their LED game. I can agree with that as well. I would say they need to up their LED game. Nikkor is definitely always updating the LED game. Olight is kind of like the iPhone of flashlights. They pump out the same model over and over again. Sometimes they update the LEDs, sometimes they don't. So that's something to think about. Let's see, Vertex. Let me see if I have a discount code for Vertex. No, I don't see a discount code. So yeah, what you do, email me, Devil, and I'll email the people at Vertex and see if I can get you a discount code, because I'm pretty sure we can get one. 350 lumens on the Pro Tac 1 is past these days. You know, and it's so crazy because Streamlight just updated there. Let me grab it. I don't have it. All right, so Streamlight just came out with this update for this big boy right here. This is the Streamlight. This is the HL5X. This is a fantastic full-size flashlight I use on my oh shit handle in my truck. If you've never seen my oh shit handle, I took the oh shit handle in my truck and I replaced it with a flashlight. This is one of 2 flashlights I use for my oh shit handle. So this is a great flashlight. It did need a lot of updates. First of all, to charge it, you have to physically take the batteries out. And when you take the batteries out, it charges with micro USB. That's an issue, right? So they just updated this. This thing I could grab right now for, I think, like maybe 98 bucks. It might even be cheaper because they updated it. The new updated version of this is like $200. And I know they've updated the LEDs, and I'm like, man, you guys have got to work on your pricing, because this is a great flashlight, especially if you get into a car accident, you want to jump out your car, maybe shine on it on the bumper, see what type of damage you got, or you need to shine, you know, if you're about to get in a fist fight with somebody, take this and shine it in their face or whatever. Great flashlight for that. But the pricing is atrocious. Let's go to their website. Foot trip. Let's see. Streamlight. I don't even know. So the Streamlight Wedge, they just released new colors. I talked about that. But they just updated the flashlight I just showed you. It's now the HL6. It's now same concept. You have to pull out the batteries. It's now using micro USB-C. That's great. And I actually emailed. I wanted to know, can I just buy these batteries? Because I'm tired of using micro USB. I want to know, can I just buy these batteries? But this thing can pump out. Well, mine can pop out, I think, 5,000 lumens. This one can do 5,300 lumens. That will blind an assailant if you need to get into a fight with somebody. But this thing is going to be like, I think it's over 200 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a hard pill to swallow. So the OG, so this one's $200. If you want to get the one that I just showed you, it's $107. But on Amazon, it oftentimes drops below $100. So, you know, if you're looking for a big boy flashlight, then that might be something that you might want to check out. Have you ever tried, do you have any pants from Origin USA? No, I've never even heard of them. Never even heard of them. I would try using 2 18650 inside that light. You know what? So I think that, does this use 18650s or 21700s? Because I got tons of, these are, it doesn't say what they are. They look like 18650 batteries. To your point, you pimping. They look like 18650s, but they also look like 27. You know, that's a good idea. What I'll probably do is I have 27100s sitting around in my drawer behind me. I might just see if they can fit in those charge with USB-C. I might see if this can take those. But I really like to use the battery that comes with the flashlight because I want to make sure I get max capabilities of the flashlight. I would hate to use a different battery with different lumens and it does like different milliamp hours and I don't get all my lumens and all the other type of shit. I think about that type of stuff as well. Thanks for the Tom Talk. Aviation just received and looking forward to setting it up. Oh yeah, hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully you enjoy that thing because it's freaking fantastic. Because it is freaking fantastic. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys once again stopping by for another live stream, vibing out with me for a little while. It is time for me to bounce my ass up out of here, man. I gotta go to that upper room, man.
That upper room, nigga.
I gotta go.
Upper room.
I do appreciate that though. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out, man. Okay. Let me know you enjoyed yourself. We will speak soon.